About a couple of months ago, I had a dream about America, and forewarning, it was pretty graphic. It was pretty gory. So if this not your type of conversation, you can go ahead and log off. In this dream, I was standing inside of this massive warehouse, and it was so big, y'all. It felt endless, and inside there was a whole community under one roof in this warehouse. And it's as I was viewing, I was in the dream and I was viewing it in like third person view. And as I'm beginning to analyze the situation I'm in, I see in one section there were people graduating from school. They were in caps and gowns. They were receiving diplomas. Then I turned and looked at another section, and there was a full-on church service going on. There was shouting, praising, giving God the glory. Then I looked in another section, and there were kids that were playing. Families were just living life. It felt like hope. It felt like community in this massive warehouse. Then suddenly outside, I heard chaos rising. Trucks pulled up, big old trucks. In my dream, the best way I could see it, they were like F-150s, big old trucks, big trucks. And the moment everyone in the warehouse heard them outside pull up, it's like everyone knew what time it was. So I began to watch everyone in the warehouse stop doing what they were doing. The people who were graduating, receiving diplomas, stopped midway. The people who were in the church service stopped midway. The kids who were playing stopped midway. Everyone in the warehouse stopped whatever they were in the midst of doing, and they began to grab guns and weapons. It's like they were like preparing for war. And we got outside, and when those trucks stopped, people got out. And this is where the dream was a bit strange to me. When these people got out of the trucks, most of them were white people. But here's the strange part. It wasn't just, a black versus white thing, because most of the people in the warehouse were black. So in my head, I'm thinking this is going to be a race war, black against white. But no, the strange thing is some of them, once we got outside and got in the field outside of the warehouse, some of them switched sides. Like some of the people that were in the warehouse switched sides and start fighting alongside the people who came in the trucks. And vice versa, some of the people who came in the trucks switched sides and start fighting along with the people who came out of the warehouse. And what broke me in this dream was I was seeing women and children getting killed. It was black against black. It was white against white. It was black against white. And it was white against black. It was basically community against community. And in the midst of all this blood being shed, these babies getting offed, these women getting offed, these men getting offed, communities of people, human beings. I looked up, and in the midst of while I was looking up, we was, mind you, we was in a field, and it was full of sheds, and the women and the children were trying to hide in these sheds for safety. I saw people literally go to the sheds, open the sheds door, and yeah, awful. It was horrible. It was a very graphic dream, and it disturbed me really bad. And within the midst of being in this field full of sheds, there was this one big shed that was bigger than all the other ones. And it stood out. And hanging on it was a giant American flag. And then that's when I woke up from the dream. And I couldn't help but wonder, was this just a dream that I was just having, or was this a warning? Because one of the key things I recognized out of the dream is that it wasn't just a black versus white. It was Americans versus Americans. People who are supposed to be a part of one community. But yet we were fighting each other. We were killing each other. We were doing horrible, awful things to one another. And blood was being shed. And I looked up and I saw the American flag. I don't believe that I had that dream by accident. I believe that was symbolic to what we may see going on here in this country. There's a lot of division, whether it's racial, whether it's political. There's division. And if I could leave y'all with anything, is that don't fall for the okie doke.